Sanbonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Married at First Sight. See phakathi guys, we are phakathi inside emshadweni yabantu. Guys, this latest episode has so much drama. And like there's so many things I want to say, but I'm gonna start where there was the most drama, where there was the most status, which is when they were playing or continuing the game, Golden Envelope. Now Khumo and her husband Utabang were hosting the rest of the other couples to basically continue this game. And listen, one thing I want to start off by saying is that I feel like Khumo is so rude, you guys. Not I feel Khumo is actually very rude. She's rude, and for me, she actually gives me bully type of vibes. Because what is that? Sis, you need to teach yourself of how to talk, because there's a way that you talk to people. Don't talk to people like talking to people as if you have no or little regard for them. I mean, she was talking about people being up in her spaces, and she's very reserved, and I guess to a certain extent she doesn't know these people. But if you don't know these people like that, like why are you speaking to them like that? Like you don't speak to people that you don't know, or to people in general like that. I feel like she was so rude. And again, the age factor, we're going to bring it up again, though it is not a valid excuse. But I do feel like maybe her age is, playing with her a little bit there, because you can even see when she was having the to and fro between her and Uboitepo. Boitepo was answering the question with, or answering her with so much calmness, but Khumo was just, it's the attitude for me, it's the facial expressions, it's the rudeness, and I could see Tabang can pick it up, because Tabang was saying, but guys, it's a game, we all need to answer the questions. But I saw that maybe he didn't want to engage it too much, but girl is rude, and I'm just like, girl, nah. Nah. You too pretty to be this rude. So anyway, guys, Boitepo said, the question that was basically asked, they asked the question of to everyone, does any one of you regret entering this experience? So Khumo answers the question and says that she does regret entering this experience. She does regret going through the experience. She doesn't regret, like, obviously marrying her husband and the people, but she regrets the experience because people are so much in her face, and she's used to having a private life. She feels like the show was not considerate to her work schedule, because obviously it means maybe when she needs to, I don't know, but we all know that Tabang most of the times is alone because she has a hectic work schedule. So I'm just thinking to myself, in your grown mind, so you are basically saying everyone here must suffer, and this whole show must revolve around your work schedule. And at that time, what I'm saying, that is already the truth of it. Because remember Khumo, even that's why I was saying when they even went to the last trip, I feel like they had to first cater for Khumo's schedule in order for all of the couples to be able to go. And obviously the next day she had to fly out because of her work schedule. But I'm just like, that's impossible. Like, that's just been inconsiderate. Like, you're not the only one on this experiment, so why you want to make things about you? So then Boitepo answers and says that she feels like Khumo's answer was very inconsiderate, because Boitepo's wedding was supposed to be on a Saturday. Her family was flied in to wherever they were at, and they had to move the wedding to a Sunday. So mind you, let's just say the family was supposed to fly out on a Sunday, and they had plans. Everything had to be rescheduled because of Khumo. So Upoitepa's basically saying, I feel like that's very inconsiderate, so please reconsider your answer. I was just like, you know what? I want to say, Khumo, reconsider all your answers, because like, actually, before you talk, can you think? think before you talk, because the way your words are landing, never mind the intention. Maybe your intention is not to be rude to people, but you don't know people like that. And when people don't know you like that, it matters how your words land. You can't just like speak anyhow and just be like, oh, well, I didn't mean any harm. No, like at your adult age, learn how to speak. Yo, guys, it's gonna seem like it's a Khumo session because she irritated me, honestly. So anyway, Khumo goes on and answers and says that she is not apologetic about anything and to anyone because she did not ask anyone to move anything around for her. So she is not going to be apologetic. And I'm just like, this is what I was talking about. Zero emotional EQ, like zero. Because what is that? I just feel like she could have at least said, I'm sorry for the way you are feeling, or I'm sorry for the way you felt about it, or whatever the case may be. Because truth is, guys, everyone within this experiment has kind of, I don't want to say succumb, what's the word? Everyone in this experiment has been affected by Ukhumo's work schedule, even her husband. So for her to answer that question like that, and like, what was the show supposed to do? Like, let's just consider, like, what, like, no, yeah. And then I just felt like it was so cringe to watch her behave like that and see her think that there's nothing wrong in what she's doing. And that time you can tell with the way Ukel has so much attitude. She feels like she's right and she feels like she's giving them and she feels like she's telling them where to get off. I'm like, it was so cringe to watch. And I'm wondering how she felt watching herself behave and answer like that. I really hope this show is going to have a reunion, you guys. And I honestly do feel like Ukhumo owes them an apology for the way she answered and treated herself. Because you could see not treated herself, the way the way she treated the rest of the cast members. You can see other people's facial expressions. You could see Boitepo. Boitepo, listen, she's a type of girl, it's not that she doesn't have that in her, it's that she chooses to move with a different type of vibration. So I appreciated the fact that Uboitepa did not come to a level. In fact, all of the other ladies, because even when it started off, they gave a disclaimer that, guys, can we answer the questions? And then Ukuma's like, in fact, I heard which you guys went behind my back, speaking behind my husband. Listen, I'm going to answer these questions the way I want. If I don't want to, I don't. Like, what was that about? Like, really? You could see even Uzi Tobile, you could even see Udi's facial expression, Uti, they were just like, girl. But they just didn't want to entertain her, which I'm just like, they are better people than me. Because on this episode, the way I was just irritated just watching it, I felt like if I was there, I was going to tell this girl where to get off. Because quite frankly, she is not the cream she is cream, right? She is the cream, but she's not the cream that she thinks she is. So anyway, I really hope that she felt cringe watching that. But I also want to say, Tabang said something when he met up with Khumo's mother. He said, listen, quite frankly, Khumo is her mother's child. Khumo's mother said to Utabang, listen, I can't say that I don't love you because I can't fake and whatnot. And Tabang said Ukhumo and the mother are alike. They are basically the same person. And I feel like that is true because Ukhumo's mother, even the setup, people were coming there and people were not there to fight. But I'm just like, Ukhumo's mother was there to fight. And I'm just like, the words that are, yes, you can see she's a bit like older and mature than Ukhumo, but I'm just like, I can see the similarity there. And I can see where Ukhumo takes that whole thing of not being able to speak from. Right. That's that. Then, guys, hi, Boskata. So, the question that we saw on the trailer for this week then comes up of the question is basically posed towards Ukhutsum. The question was, if you would have to recruit someone to become or recruit someone to have a threesome with, who would it be? And he boldly said Boitepo. He boldly said Boitepo, and he said Boitepo because she is close enough to what he would normally go for in the outside world because obviously she's a gym person and Ukhuto's into gym as well. And then he goes on to explain himself to say that even if in the outside world, would he have asked Ukhuto, would he have asked Boitepo out? He said no. I'm like, please, God, you just said that she's close enough to what you would normally go for. So why did you just say, Uguti, in the outside world, you would not go for her? I feel like you were afraid of the way it would be perceived and you just decided to back up your answer. Firstly, I feel like that was borderline disrespectful answering that question. Already people have already people have been dodging certain questions. I feel like there should have been a way for a person who is emotionally intelligent like him. I feel like he should have bypassed that question. Knowing what his wife, what type of person his wife is, I feel like it was a bit disrespectful, and I feel like it was also kind of disrespectful towards Usebenzile. Yeah, I feel like he should not have answered that question. And then guys, they all Utabang decides to ask a follow-up question, and this is the thing that annoys me about both Utabang and Khumo. They don't want people in their business, but they are forever in people's businesses, commenting and all of that. Like, stay out of people's businesses because you guys want people to stay out of your business. So anyway, Tabang asks a follow-up question to I'm saying Boitumela to Boitepo, and he asks, Beam, who would you kill, marry, or smash? And she answers the question. I'm just like, why did you answer that question? And she says she would kill Tami, she would marry Khuto, and she would smash Khuto. She mentioned Khuto's name twice, guys. I feel like no. I feel like, guys, there's being honest, but in your honesty, you need to be cognizant in the way it's gonna be received. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes your honesty is going to be the thing that kills you. Because I feel like though Usebenzile, the way he answered that question, guys, was so mature. I'll come to that in a second. But I feel like one day, if they're having any sorts of problems, this thing can easily creep into his mind. So sometimes it's not a matter of whether your partner is considerate or not. But sometimes when you are, it's almost as if you can meet. I can be confident and someone can say to me, but like, you are not as pretty as you think you are. And I'm like, no, I know that. But come a time where I'm going through a situation, those words, you know how the devil works, guys. Those words come back to me. Or when you've heard something before, especially in a type of setup like this, I just felt like there was not that there was no wisdom, but I felt like she could have exercised a little bit of wisdom there. The fact that she mentioned Khuto twice, she would have married Khuto, she would have smashed Khuto, just simply means to me, Uguti, she's saying Khuto's her type, right? And I feel like Khuto's gonna go to bed, or he probably went to bed that night with a smile on his face, knowing that his clash is basically crashing him as well. And the awkwardness for Usebenzile, I was just like, nah, guys, because I just saw Usebenzile when P answered, when Uboitumelo why do I keep saying Boitumen? When Uboitepo answered that question, she straight away took her phone and was pressing her phone. Now that could be one indication, Yobuti, she knew how awkward answering that question was. Because if there was nothing awkward about it, she would have held her head up and looked in people's faces, but she could not even look in anyone's faces. She was pressing her phone to show how awkward it was. Usebenzile there next to her, if you study the body language, even though he answered in that mature way, his body language gave off the vibes that it was kind of awkward for him because he just drank his juice. And you know how we are as human beings. Most of the times when we're nervous, there's stuff that we do. And I feel like that was giving off vibes that her answering that question was kind of awkward. And I feel like Usebenzile's answer was mature, number one. But number two, I feel like Usebenzile is a very mature man in a sense that he shielded his wife. He shielded his wife very well, Lucas, because that his answer or his comments, but you could see that he was a bit offended because when D was kind of saying, was saying to Sebentile, listen, if we don't end up with these people, listen, just know that it was nothing to do with us. And then Sebentile was like, no, that's never gonna happen. Like you could see he was a bit, he was kind of saying that I believe my partner, like I trust my partner's intentions towards me. And he was like, a person can be into someone, but like, is that what's good for you? And I'm just like, there was a truth in what D was saying. Sometimes there are people out there, you guys, they will leave and reject something that is good for them and go for something that is like and go for something that they normally used to. That is something that happens for people a lot actually. But I feel like he shielded his wife so well because I feel like that could have been an opportunity for him to say something like sneaky or funny. But I am so proud of the man that he is, the way he shielded his wife. But I really hope he had a conversation with his wife because she can't be saying such things. I feel like she could have answered the question by saying, kill Tammy, marry him, maybe marry Sebenzile, because of the awesome man that she is. Because how are you going to say marry Khumo ungamazi? Do you understand that I'm saying? Marry Sebenzile and smash Khumo because Khumo is ideally, like physically, what she'd go for. I feel like that answer would have made sense. But Sebenzile's name was in none of that. Guys, Ngiyamuchacha. And I am kind of disappointed in her for answering that honestly, you guys. Yeah. I think let me park that there. Their story. And then D got angry over something so idiotic because D was basically, acting as if she was making it a joke. The fact that these two, she was basically saying, kahle kahle nina niyafunana la. It was just that the experts did not match you guys together. And then she was busy going on and making and acting as if she was making jokes about it. And then Ukhuzo basically says, I don't think D trusts our relationship that much. D gets angry at that, and I'm like, there's no reason to be mad at that, ma'am. There is absolutely no reason to be mad at that. Just be honest and say you are mad at the fact that Khumo answered the question the way he did. And you are mad that the girl that you don't really get along with is actually crushing on your man. Just say you mad at that because that's the real reason why she's mad. And then she's like, no, I was just making jokes. I was not mad at that. Girl, please. And then at the end of the day, she ends up getting up and leaving. And that's that, you guys. She ends up getting up and leaving and basically saying she's done with it. I'm just like, D, you need to calm down, my babe. You need to calm down, my babe. It was not the right environment to get angry at. Did you see how Sebenzile stood up for his wife? Because I could see even Khumo was basically judging Uboitepo for answering like that. I know the other couples, they probably spoke about it, but Sebenzile Usebe stood up for his wife. You could have also covered up for your men and then dealt with those issues there in your bedroom. Your guys, hey, let's pocket there, let's pocket thing in Dabazabantu. Anyway, I'm going to break down the other scenes into other videos. Tell me, guys, what did you think of this golden envelope game? Tell me, what did you think of, because we already established Ukhuzo and his answering of the question. Do you feel like there was wisdom in both Khumo and Uboitepo's answer? Do you feel like there was wisdom, or are you standing on, guys, it was just a game? But even though there was just a game, guys, there's a truth in jokes and there's a truth in games. Anyway, please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.